So what can we expect from lawmakers and the economy in the coming months? Georgia Congressman Tom Price is chairman of the House Republican Policy Committee and a member of the Budget Committee. Good morning, Mr. Price.
Hey, Alisyn, great to be with you again.
Nice to be with you as well. So we've just wrapped up this bloody battle that we've just signed, and now another one is looming at the end of September. What makes us think that this next one will be any different?
Well, hopefully what this battle, as you describe it, has brought the attention of not just the American people, but members of Congress to, is the need to fundamentally reform the way Washington does business, which is why the inclusion of the balanced budget amendment, the vote on the balanced budget in both the House and the Senate, was so incredibly important in this agreement that was reached most recently. This hasn't solved anything. All it does is kind of laid the foundation for solutions that can come if we work in a positive way and recognize that Washington isn't the answer to all of the challenges that we face.
But Congressman, how will this super committee, as they're called, be any different than the Gang of Six or the president's bipartisan panel budget commission? I mean, all of them came up with ideas that then weren't enacted.
Well, it's a great question, and I think there is a difference, because this is kind of like a conference committee. It's the way Congress is actually supposed to work, where the House comes up with a plan. In this instance, the House Republican budget that we put forward that actually solves the fiscal challenges. The Senate comes up with a plan. Now, they haven't come up with a plan, but hopefully they will do so. And then the two committees, the two groups get together in a conference committee and come forward with an agreement between the two chambers. So I view it more as a conference committee as opposed to a super committee, and it is within the structure now of the processes of both the House and the Senate, whereas those others were not.
I like your optimism, but how does the conference committee get past the huge divide that, of course, separates the Republicans from the Democrats, and that is whether to increase taxes or to cut more spending?
Well, there's the challenge, Alisyn. You're absolutely right. We don't believe that job-killing tax increases are appropriate at this time. Senator Reid and his party seem to continue to believe that tax increases are exactly what the American people need. Instead, we believe that Washington needs to get out of the way, decrease the regulations, as your previous guest talked about, decrease taxes, decrease the onerous oppression that is coming from the federal government in the area of health care or energy or you name it. So those are the kinds of things that we hope to work with our colleagues on the other side of the aisle on, and this recent debate hopefully has informed them that the American people want fundamental change here in Washington.
Congressman, do you know who's going to be on the super committee?
No, those decisions will be made by the leadership, obviously, and I suspect that we'll know within a couple of weeks. But November 23rd is the deadline for the committee to report, so there's no time to waste.
There really isn't. Congressman Tom Price, thanks so much for taking your time this morning and coming on.
Thanks, Alisyn.